All right, everybody, we're back again. This is L.A. Kendrick with Nightly Horror Stories. This is called Sundown Town, Part 2. Was sent to me by a friend of mine from Hackensack, New Jersey. She's a reporter, a blogger. She has her own thing going on, so she really doesn't want um, anything out. She doesn't want to expose herself at this point in time. She does have pictures and videos that she's says she's going to show me. In fact, she showed me a couple, and I was kind of caught off guard. But with that being said, let's get into it. Now, last we saw, and the last where we stopped off at, she was getting an Uber driver, and she got one. So she asked the driver to drive her around for a bit, just to get a layout of the land. Seems clean enough, she says, and the population is about 599 from what the census board says when you enter town, or the outskirts of town. She can see people walking around, but like the mechanic stated, no people of color. They have the people that she did see, though, had a really odd movement to them. And the Uber driver tells her that this place is goofy and strange, like it literally goes motionless at night except for a few bonfires. And she notices a few Confederate flags on some homes. And like she says, and like she likes to call them, get her done, big dumb get her done trucks. Okay. She asks the driver to direct her to the cleanest hotel. So he drives by a couple and says, pick out one. She picks out one, and she said it looks safe and clean. He tells her, but the Uber driver also tells her, warns her, don't let that fool you. I'm telling you, these people are crazy. May seem okay for now, but people always come up missing, especially out of town folks and people of color. She asks the driver, can he take her by where the bonfires are being held? He does, telling her that the only reason that he knows where they are is because he climbs on top of one of his town's highest buildings in order to get looks with his binoculars, just to keep tabs on what's going on over there and keep them under surveillance. He wants to catch something odd as well. He even tells her how they jump about looking like they're in some kind of lifelike demonic costumes, almost like they're sacrificing someone or something. And my reporter friend, Shanice is what we're going to call her, she asks how long has this been going on. Seems like tradition. The driver explains as long as he can remember. He even has a story about when his mother had a boyfriend take a dare to go over to that spot on the other side of town to spy on the bonfire. And he was never heard from again. And that was over 40 years ago. He also lets her know that there's a guy, if you can find him here, named Gabby. He's one of those town, how the town always has somebody that they shun, or one of the people they consider low life in the town, and you don't want to mess around with him. His name is Gabby. And he knows more about this place than anyone else is willing to share. You give him a bottle of that good stuff, and he'll get diarrhea of the mouth real quick. He usually hangs out by the liquor store, and he points out, the one as they drive by, the one right next to them as they drive by. Well, once you drop me off, is there anywhere I can get like a bike or something to rent? Because I want to still do surveillance of this place, because I really have to find my friend and the PI that came in trying to locate my friend's daughter. So he says, yeah. So he takes her to a place where you can rent electric bikes. I don't know if you guys know what those are. And he drops her off at that rental so she can get one. And he does leave her with one final warning. Those costumes that I mentioned, they look extremely real, he says. They look like demons all scarred up. And they were moving freakishly unnatural. And the reason that he couldn't really get a good look, he says, because he could see them, but even those binoculars are high powered, he could just see certain glimpses of the scars or the markings on the face. So I guess he assumed that those were the markings. Might have been, but it might have been what he's seen. And he said occasionally they would look up at his direction as if they could see him, but he said he knew they couldn't because it's too far out. So he tells her, watch yourself, and here's my card if you need me. And as he does, one of the citizens walks by his car and hits his car with his hand. He gets out and addresses the guy. He dared him to do it again. That's when everybody on the street just stops and stares. It was like something out of the Twilight Zone, my reporter friend says. And she tries to defuse the situation. She said, I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding, no harm done. The Uber guy responds, if you say so. And the people slowly start moving again as normal, and the guy walks off like nothing ever happened. The guy that hit his car. And the Uber driver tells my reporter friend Shanice, all right, like I said, you better watch your back and please don't stay too long in this crazy ass town. So he gets in the car, he waves at her, and he drives off back to his side of the tracks, as they say. She rents an electric bike, and the rental lady seems nice enough, but then she remembers what the mechanic told her about overly nice people being the setup folks, getting you to lower your guard. So she gets on the bike and goes to her hotel to check in. That's when she notices a lady trying to hand out flyers of a missing dog. People just pass by her and some bump violently into her as she stands in front of the hotel. And none of them say, excuse me, might I add you. Shanice gets her key, checks out her room, and calls her fiance to update him about what's going on. Then she's off to find Gabby. As she's starting up her e-bike, she's met by 4 young kids around 10 years old or so, she says. And they ask her where she's from, because they hadn't seen her around there before. And she tells them just passing through, looking for a few friends of hers, a guy, and then she shows them the picture of her friend's daughter. And one said, oh yeah, I've seen her. She looked really dirty when I seen her and really scared, like she was running from something. But well, and then my reporter friend says, well, what? And then one of the other kids grabs him by the arm and says, come on, you talk too much. And then they leave looking back at my friend as if to say, man, we want to tell you more, but we're going to leave it at that. You know how kids are. Then a tall, strange man bumps into her. He looked really dirty and tattered. And he had a really strange look about him. And he just menacingly starts staring at her. She says hello to try to break that tension. He only smiles and says, hello my ass. You better not be here by sundown, I know that much. And he moves on. This is when she looks in her backpack, because he made her a little nervous, to make sure her gun, knife, taser, and pepper spray are available. Now all the rumors that she'd heard about the town are starting to play out. And then she realizes that she's on to something. Again, she's showed me some footage, some camera shots, and it was really creepy. And she says she has more to show me. So again, you guys stay tuned for more nightly stories. Also, like, share, comment, okay? Let people know what's going on, because again, this is just to make sure that you guys have some additional entertainment, because I know times are weird, and social distancing is a good thing right now. So that's a good thing. And I'm just trying to provide some extra entertainment. So again, if you want to donate a few quarters, dimes, nickels, or whatever, you can do so at my Cash App. It's $outrage95. Now remember, check your closets, check under your beds, check the dark corners and spots in your home. And if you happen to go outside at night and have to work or wherever you're going, check under your car, because you never know what's lurking in the dark, waiting to make you a story. And this has been L.A. Kendrick, bringing you the heavy. Copyright 2020.